Hey guys, welcome back to another clip of Schach-manuel-lernen. Today I'm going to show you a classical game, the first round of the Davos Summer Chess Festival, which was held from 14th to 16th of June. In the first round I was favorite and I had the white pieces, and I played against someone who had 1600 rating points. So I had the Sicilian opening, classical one, and then she decided to play Queen c7, which is the Taimanov system, and it's always interesting when you play against the same opening that you normally play with the other color. So bishop e3, knight f6, bishop e2. I decided for the setup with f4 and bishop f3. So a6 is main line, short castle, bishop e7, f4, queen d2, and f3. This is kind of well-known theory, and here my opponent decided to play e5. Here is already the problem. b5 is not really possible due to capture e5, and then suddenly we attack the knight and we have this double attack. So b5 here is not possible. Normally you play bishop d7 and then g4 and stuff like that. She played e5, and e5 has a bit the downside that she gives up this square. So I captured on c6. Recapture with the pawn is a bit better, and after h3 I try to attack the king here, but she has counterplay with bishop b7 and d5. She captured with the queen, and now she has a pawn, like a weak pawn that can't be defended anymore, and that's why we don't capture, otherwise she would get rid of the weakness. So instead we pushed our pawn forward to f5. So now we have here the center blocked, and now nothing is holding us back to play these pawn moves. b5, a3 for protecting b4, then bishop b7, g4, and next move is just g5. That's why she went back voluntarily with the knight. And now, since the knight is not protecting the square anymore, we can jump in with our knight. So the knight can't go here because it's twice attacked the square. We can capture the bishop on e7, and then we have a royal fork. So we have already the much more active pieces, which is relevant. Rook e8, we continue our attack with g5. She defended with f6, and here, if you want to make an exercise for yourself, you can pause the video quickly. We win here material with a two-move tactic, and it's bishop h5. The idea is it's the deflection called. The rook is obliged to defend the bishop on e7 because it's attacked from the knight, but at the same time he can't move, like he should move, sorry, because the bishop attacks the rook. And you can't do both, that's why she decided for queen c8, then capture, and here there would have been the option of another fork and have two exchanges up, but this one I didn't like so much because I will lose e4 pawn, and then suddenly this diagonal will become quite weak and she still has the bishop pair at the end. So that's why I decided to activate my rook on d1 with the threat of capture e7, and when queen captures we can capture on d6 and just trade off all the material since we are material up. So capture with a check, and here I decided for g6. The idea is if she would capture, I have this idea, rook f3 and rook h3, and then the king will be in trouble. And yeah, that's why she decided to play h6. But now the king here really stucks in the corner because pawn is defending this and queen this. So she will have all kind of back rank problem at the end. Now, my next idea was to create open files for my rooks because at the moment the center and entire board is quite closed. That's why I played c4, capture, a5, b4, capture. Now I have here a passed pawn, and she still struggles with this, back pawn. Rook b8, rook b1, like supporting my pawn. Knight b6, we can just capture because we want to trade off all the material. b5, then activating our next rook by c1. Rook b8, offering queen trade. She gives a check, king f1, queen d8. And you see black is a bit problematic with move finding. So that's why I simply played king e2. It's a helpful move for later because we will be faster by our pawn. So she tried as well to come closer with her king. But here the problem is I can give a check. If she would come closer, we have a simple checkmate in one move. So she went back, and then I just won this one move. Next move was rook c6. And then bishop c5. And here I had a nice tactic again. You can also pause the video again. It's b6. The idea behind b6, if black captures, we can capture, and then at the end we have on a8 the earlier mentioned back rank problem for black, which will be a checkmate. However, if she doesn't capture, it's quite tough to find a move. If she would play rook b7 for preventing the pawn to go to b7, we can simply capture the bishop and then, we will win the bishop. By queen d7, it's the same problem. And by rook a8, we can simply play this move. And here we can just capture here, and then we can make a queen, which is also won. So that's why my opponent resigned in this position, because she saw that there's no way to stop this pawn and the king is just stuck in the corner. So it was a great start in the tournament, as expected, and the main point was here to play f5 to start the attack on the king side. And with this wonderful game, I wish you a wonderful weekend. Stay healthy, play a lot of chess, and see you soon.